Hello everyone. In this video we're going to take a look at a phrase that was in the Dune trailer. If you like these kinds of videos, please don't forget to like and share, and I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Now that is out the way, let's begin. So in one of my previous videos I mentioned how Jason Momoa's character, Duncan Idaho, is very important to the franchise, and the trailer gives us clues of this. Jason Momoa appears quite frequently, more frequently than some other characters, and he mentions a particular phrase, "let's fight like demons." Some people may have found this phrase strange, perhaps comical, but there may be a hidden message in this phrase. Now this is going to contain spoilers for the Dune franchise, which will be the end of Dune and onwards. So if you haven't read the books and do not wish to be spoiled, then please watch another video of mine. It has to do with the etymological roots of a name that Duncan Idaho is going to acquire in the future.
Let's fight like demons.
Now if you think about it, why would Duncan Idaho say such a phrase? It's very particular, it's very specific to a type of fighting, it's a very specific description. Why would he use such a phrase if it didn't have a hidden meaning behind it, or some kind of link in the future to Dune's franchise in film form? Duncan Idaho acquires a name in the future to classify him, spoiler alert, when Duncan Idaho dies. He returns, but not as himself. He comes back like a clone, and the version of a clone in Frank Herbert's Dune is called a Ghola. Ghola is how it's pronounced in Arabic, to describe a female jinn. So Duncan Idaho becomes a Ghola, and Ghola is the female form of Ghoul. It's spelled Ghoul, and this is the spelling when translated from Arabic to English. And this is where Ras Al Ghul comes from the Batman comics. So a Ghoula is a female jinn, and a jinn is classified as a demon. So when Duncan Idaho says, "let's fight like demons" in the trailer, it could allude to his fate, to the doom of his future, and what he inevitably becomes in the Dune universe, which is a Ghoula, brought back by the Beni Tleilax, created in the Axlotl tanks. So if this really is the case of planting the seeds in this Dune trailer, in this Dune film, for the future of Duncan Idaho and his character, then this is just a clever and subtle way of getting this plan started. Now I'm not sure whether this phrase in the trailer, "let's fight like demons," is a new development, because in the Dune script it doesn't say "let's fight like demons." This is actually in reference to the Fremen. Duncan Idaho says they fight like demons, talking about the Fremen. So I think this is just something that they may have included in the trailer to build the hype, essentially. But if this is not the case, and if this phrase isn't in reference to Duncan Idaho and his men, but if it's in reference to the Fremen, it's still an interesting and ironic thing for him to say, because he ends up becoming a demon, a Ghoula. The context of the Fremen fighting like demons in the Dune 2020 script is in a meeting with Duke Leto and Thufir Hawat in Arrakeen. And this is where Duncan Idaho seems to be, because there is an Atreides hawk banner in the background. So if this is the same scene from the Dune script, Duncan Idaho tells the people in the room that the Fremen have been watching him for days as he searched for them in the desert. And he talks about the Fremen fighting skills, and he holds them in high esteem. So these words coming from a swordmaster from Jinez is incredible. It's a huge compliment to the Fremen and their skills as fighters. Obviously I don't want to ruin the scene, so I'll leave it there. But I think this is going to be a scene that shows that Duncan Idaho respects the Fremen as fighters and as a people, because he also mentions that they are a people of honor. And this mirrors what Javier Bardem said in the interview that accompanied the Dune trailer.
He's a leader, he's a fighter, he has a lot of ethics and morals, and he's taken by the message that the Messiah, Paul Atreides, is bringing with him.
So the Fremen aren't really going to be portrayed as savages or even a noble savage. I think they're just going to be portrayed as honorable people in difficult circumstances with a strict code of conduct. Whether or not this alludes to them actually removing the term jihad, and whether or not they're going to replace this phrase with crusade and keep that as the main theme, I don't know. But in the end, does it really matter what terminology they use, as long as they get the point across?
Let's fight like demons.
You can see how intense Duncan Idaho looks when he's fighting in the Dune trailer. He almost looks like a demon in his grimacing face, in his alertness. But an interesting point is that Jason Momoa actually trained with a ballet teacher or instructor to help him with the graceful movements of the Duncan Idaho character.
He's like a ballet dancer when he fights, so he portrays one of the best fighters in the galaxy, so I needed that kind of knighthood kind of elegance and bravado.
So it will be a mixture of this devilish ballet dancing sword wielding demon, and I think it's going to be a really interesting mixture and some great fight sequences put together with the help of stunt coordinator Roger Yuen. And hopefully this will be the first of many films that we get to see Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho. If their plan comes to fruition, we are going to see Dune Part 2, and he may have an appearance in Dune Part 2. I mentioned in my Dune Revival Plan video how Duncan Idaho returns in Children of Dune, and we may get to see him even more. And in Children of Dune, he becomes the Rola, the Tleilaxu demon, and he becomes an even more interesting character. So Jason Momoa in Dune Part 1 is just skimming the surface of this character. He's just establishing the nobility, the relationship with Paul and the Duke Leto, because that relationship becomes important later on in Children of Dune. And I hope we get that far so that we can see this on screen, because Children of Dune would be a very interesting story to see on screen. So all of this was just to offer some insight into the phrase fight like demons, and I hope that you found it beneficial. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and click the bell so that you can be first to be notified of new videos. You can join as a channel member now, where you can receive exclusive access to special content and more. And you can support this channel on Patreon. Thank you to all my Patreons and channel members for your support. There's a lot of exciting content on the way, so stay tuned. Until next time, see you soon.